In this video, we're going to add details to all these buildings using perspective. All the details are going to be in perspective. So if you look, there's two different type of details we have to do. There's either details on the front of these buildings, or there's details on the sides of the buildings. For details on the front, they're always going to be up and down, left and right lines. So let's look at this first example. It is double lines, and then windows. For this front of this building, everything is an up and down, left or right line. Pretty simple. Up and down or left or right. And then I can see on the top of this building, it has a frame, so I had to use that frame in perspective. If you ever get lost, just copy the existing lines. So I can see on the top of this building, I have to make left and right lines, because I'm just going to make a smaller version of that rectangle. And then again, I'm going to put my pencil on the vanishing point and use it as a pivot. So I'm going to make that frame inside of the top of that building, so it has a little more depth to it. So this is where it gets more confusing. So the side of this building, there are orthogonal lines to make the detail. So I gotta copy each of these smaller lines. I'm gonna do that by putting my pencil on the vanishing point and lining up the bottom, first one here. It's gonna go back. Pencil back on the vanishing point and go up just a little bit. Get that second line. Go right here, right at this corner, and right at the vanishing point. And do that for all of these lines. And you can see, because they're going towards the vanishing point, as they go into the distance, they get close together, which is fine. And here they are lines. To make these windows, they're still just straight up and down lines. We all know the trick. As you go further into the distance, everything comes close together. The details become closer together. Done. Alright, let's go to this next. Let's go do the circles. This one should be pretty easy. For the circles, it looks like there's 3 in the front. 1, 2, 3. Now, because on the side of the building, the circles have to match. They're going to be going into the distance. We're going to do the same trick and put my pencil on the vanishing point. I'm going to match up to this corner where it would be. I'm going to do a faint line. I'll do it heavier so you guys can see. And for the same one, this is where my circles are going to line up for the side of the building. Because this is in perspective, the first line is going to be big, and as they go into the distance, they're going to get smaller. First one is going to be bigger, and then as they go into the distance, they're going to get smaller. You can see those lines go down into the distance. Alright, let's do this building. So this one's a little bit different. You can see that it's not a perfect rectangular building. It has a slant to it. So I'm just going to copy the lines. I'm going to copy these lines. For these roof windows. You can see these lines are the same. I'm just going to do 2 windows. Now, for this top and the bottom, they're going to follow the vanishing point. So I'm going to put my pencil in the middle, and I'll line it up. Pencil in the middle to pivot. Get the top and the bottom. Now I have the windows. Let's do this one and then we'll be good. For this one, there's lines going on the front, so this is the front of the building. So I'm going to do left and right lines. Now, because I want these details to repeat going into the distance, I'm going to follow the same exact method. Put my pencil on the vanishing point and use it like a pivot. So first I'm going to match up for these two lines. I'm going to match up the very top, draw it down. I'm going to go down just a little bit so I can get this next one.
I'm gonna pivot. Now I'll get these.
And it looks like there's no detail on the top of the building right here, so I'm not going to put any. For this door that is right here, if I look at it, there is the left side of the door is an up and down line, the right side of the door is an up and down line, and the top of it is going to match this side of the building. It's going to be an orthogonal. Now you can see they have one more detail in here, and just a left and right line to show that there's depth to it, that there's an entrance. And I'll just finish up the details on this side of the building. Done. The rest I want you to try yourself. Good to go.